A profound shift is underway across the United States. Beyond mere political divisions, a deep tremor is shaking communities, with widespread frustration transforming into open defiance. From city centers to quiet suburbs, protest signs now outnumber mailboxes. This isn't just about policy. It's personal, cultural, and intensifying daily. Donald Trump consistently ignites this societal firestorm. Resentment is rising from previously quiet regions, turning disapproval into undeniable rebellion. While some cheer this awakening, others warn this backlash could reshape the next election or something far larger. The critical question: which 10 states are demonstrating the most profound rejection of Donald Trump in 2025? Let's uncover the truth. Vermont, a state typically known for its serene beauty, now echoes with protest and political fury. Historically progressive, Vermont's quiet tilt has become a resounding backlash in 2025. Over 70% of residents openly disapprove of Donald Trump. This intensity stems from policies that inflict direct personal harm. Family farms struggle under escalating tariffs. Climate protections vanish as flood risks multiply, and cuts to healthcare and rural aid severely impact the elderly and working class. Montpellier's State House has seen more demonstrations in the past 6 months than in the previous 6 years combined. This isn't just resistance, it's an unequivocal rejection. If Trump pushes further, Vermont could become the front line of a potent political uprising. Can this calm state now lead the charge against perceived chaos? Beyond Hawaii's iconic sunsets and smiles, paradise is decisively turning its back on a former president. Geographically distant and politically distancing itself rapidly, Donald Trump's approval rating here in 2025 is the absolute lowest in the entire nation. Tourism, the state's economic lifeline, suffered deep blows during his presidency due to pandemic mismanagement, climate indifference, and rising global tensions, leading to fewer visitors and struggling local businesses. Native Hawaiians have long felt ignored and disrespected by federal policies, exacerbating land disputes and environmental neglect. Their simmering anger is now widespread. Locals feel the system is rigged and leadership out of touch, viewing the situation as a fundamental issue of survival on an island chain that feels forgotten. Maryland, seemingly polished with federal buildings and tech corridors, conceals a powerful brewing storm. As home to powerful federal institutions and a highly educated populace, Maryland meticulously scrutinizes Washington. In 2025, that watchfulness has erupted into widespread outrage. A vast majority of Maryland voters now strongly disapprove of Trump's influence, with protests regularly spilling from Baltimore to Bethesda. This intensity is because science is paramount here. Climate change is a daily reality threatening Annapolis and the Chesapeake Bay. Cuts to environmental protections and healthcare programs directly threaten lives and access to vital care. For a diverse state, Trump's rhetoric on immigration, race, and civil rights struck unhealed nerves, sparking renewed activism in Baltimore. Federal employees describe a toxic atmosphere under Trump. Maryland is unequivocally fed up and could become a key battleground not with ballots, but with popular backlash. Virginia, with its stable appearance, bustling suburbs, and booming tech industry, hides profound discontent beneath the surface. This prosperity makes its role as one of Donald Trump's loudest critics in 2025 particularly striking. Northern Virginia, packed with federal workers, felt under attack under Trump, with whistleblowers silenced and departments gutted. In Richmond, college campuses are vibrant hotbeds of protest for voting rights and racial justice. Coastal towns like Norfolk face flooding streets from rising seas, making Trump's climate policy rollbacks seem reckless. Virginia also carries America's complex past, and Trump's downplaying of history or divisive rhetoric is taken personally. Suburbs once Republican strongholds like Loudoun, Fairfax, and Henrico counties have decisively flipped, indicating an organized, loud, and deeply rooted resistance. Rhode Island, though geographically small, is punching far above its weight in political backlash in 2025, unequivocally rejecting Donald Trump. The message is clear: this state has had enough. With one of the highest rates of college-educated voters per capita, Trump's attacks on academic institutions and science are felt as direct insults. Its early expansion of Medicaid means Trump's attempts to dismantle healthcare systems hit hard, especially in working-class cities. The state's strong union roots and immigrant families view Trump's rhetoric on labor and immigration as deeply personal. Environmentally, coastal erosion and rising sea levels are current threats, and Trump's climate policy rollbacks put homes and futures at risk. The result is organized, growing defiance, from murals in Providence to packed town halls. Connecticut, synonymous with wealth and Ivy League prestige, is actively pushing back against Donald Trump in 2025. This backlash comes from a diverse range of voices: educated professionals, dedicated educators, nurses, and even moderate suburban voters, indicating a rapidly accelerating shift. The economy, reliant on finance, healthcare, and education, felt deep scars from Trump's attacks on regulatory agencies and science-based policy, leading to funding gaps and instability. The pervasive income gap, with struggling cities like Hartford and Waterbury, highlights questions of success for whom. Immigration is a significant fault line, as Trump's policies left mixed-status families in fear. With coastal erosion threatening Long Island Sound, Trump's climate record is deemed unforgivable by local polls. The disapproval is no longer quiet. It is sharp, organized, and unmistakably rising. New Jersey, in 2025, is actively rejecting Donald Trump, with reasons deeper than party politics. Rooted in jobs, justice, and respect, cities like Newark and Paterson, suffering decades of underinvestment, found Trump's promises on job creation hollow, leading to stalled projects and widened wealth gaps. New Jersey's bold expansion of Medicaid meant Trump's threats to dismantle healthcare triggered swift, deep backlash, especially in immigrant communities. Environmentally, the vulnerable shoreline is eroding, and stronger hurricanes are more frequent, making Trump's environmental rollbacks terrifying. New Jersey is tough, but not silent. When Trump dismissed communities or attacked protesters, it hit home. From students to union leaders, a powerful cultural pushback began. The trend line is clear. From Bergen County suburbs to Atlantic City shores, more voters are emphatically saying, "Not again." Georgia, in 2025, has become a central battleground for Donald Trump's legacy, with growing ideological cracks. The state's 2020 flip to blue stemmed from suburbs like Cobb, Gwinnett, and Henry counties, transforming into homes for younger, more diverse, and engaged populations fed up with Trump's rhetoric and influence. Economically, Georgia's booming tech and film industries, magnets for innovation, rely on inclusion and global partnerships, which Trump's America First policies often jeopardized. Socially, Georgia was at the center of the volatile 2020 election controversy. Many Georgians, particularly black voters, a massive and politically powerful segment, viewed Trump's actions as dangerous. While rural support remains, it's less solid, with farmers feeling trade war stings and small towns questioning unfulfilled investment promises. This dynamic state symbolizes the national divide: urban vibrancy versus rural anxiety, old loyalties versus new reality. Michigan, a symbol of industry and resilience, is under immense pressure. Factories are half empty, and the pride is fading. Its struggles extend beyond Detroit to towns like Flint and Saginaw, recovering from decades of disinvestment and job loss. The auto industry is transforming, but the shift to electric vehicles is uneven, causing downsizing and plant closures. This isn't just about jobs, it's about identity for a state built on steel and assembly lines. Automation and trade agreements threaten livelihoods. Many Michigan families are one layoff away from crisis. Child poverty rates in some areas have climbed above 30%. Public schools struggle, and rural hospitals face closure. Michigan has become an economic, cultural, and political battleground. Workers are split, communities divided, and with rapid change, the path forward is unclear. Can Michigan reinvent itself in time? Beyond its iconic wealth and innovation, California is visibly cracking at the edges, with pervasive fault lines beyond geology. Despite being the fifth largest economy globally and leading in tech and entertainment, it battles immense pressure. The housing crisis is devastating. Home prices in cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco are out of reach. Rents have soared, and homelessness is at record highs. California is home to nearly one-third of the entire U.S. homeless population. There's a growing exodus, with over 800,000 residents moving out in a few years, many seeking affordability in states like Texas and Arizona. As businesses flee high taxes, water shortages, devastating wildfires, and chronic power grid failures are regular occurrences. PG&E has been blamed for multiple deadly wildfires. Political gridlock and rising crime add to instability. California is powerful, but its delicate balance is precarious. How long can a state of such immense contradictions carry the weight of its own internal challenges?